Now, in an abrupt turn, President Trump is now calling on Congress to release the Jeffrey Epstein files.
The House is set to vote this week on releasing more information about the case that has already embroiled a number of high-profile figures. Douglas Zader has the latest.
President Trump returning to Washington last night, answering questions, but his patience was wearing thin when it came to the Jeffrey Epstein case.
Well, I don't want to talk about it because fake news like you're a terrible reporter.
But a short time later, this on Truth Social. House Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files because we have nothing to hide. The House Oversight Committee can have whatever they are legally entitled to. I don't care. All I do care about is that Republicans get back on point.
This is most likely the biggest corruption scandal in the history of the country.
Many Democrats had spent the weekend unloading on Trump for opposing a full document dump, and last week they released selected emails suggesting, they say, that Trump was aware of Epstein's trafficking of girls.
He called me a traitor, and that is so extremely wrong.
And some of the Republicans in Congress who have supported the release have found themselves at odds with Trump, none more than one-time loyalist Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia. The president, who was denied any wrongdoing, has called for an investigation into Epstein's ties to Democrats, including former President Bill Clinton. Regardless, we expect a vote in the House this week to release more, even if the House Speaker is skeptical.
They're doing this to go after President Trump on this theory that he has something to do with it. He does not.
All right, so Doug joining us live now. Doug, will there be any issues in terms of advancing this bill in the Senate, do you think?
Well, assuming it gets that far, we're going to see a House vote this week. It is expected to have enough support to pass, which means that enough Republicans will get on board that this thing gets out of the House. The Senate, we don't know at this point whether the Senate would take it up. And then, of course, there's the question of whether the president would sign it into law. But, he's certainly made it clear that now he wants the House to vote for it. So, maybe this gets wrapped up quickly. We don't know. There may still be a lot of twists and turns ahead, as we have seen throughout this Jeffrey Epstein saga.
And Doug, a potential rift within the Republican Party. Marjorie Taylor Greene has been obviously very outspoken about releasing the files. Does it appear to be that there is kind of a growing divide within the party, or maybe that always existed?
Well, yeah, you heard her just say that that she was called a traitor by the president,
right.
and he did call her that. So, yeah, there are a lot of Republicans, Marjorie Taylor Greene among them, who for years have been clamoring for the release of the Epstein files, thinking that there is something else there. Now, we don't know if that's the case or not, and it may be that, these files are eventually all released, and it's kind of a big yawn. On the other hand, a lot of people point to the circles that Epstein ran in that included some big names really from both parties, thinking that there is going to be some kind of a revelation in these documents. We may find out relatively soon here.
The saga continues. Doug, thank you, sir. As always, appreciate it.
Thank you.